Okay, please take down the first problem of symmetrical fault analysis, problem 1. So there is a generator G1 is connected with a bus and a transformer T1, and it is again connected with another bus and one more generator G2 is connected to a bus, and this bus is connected with one more transformer T2, and there is a transmission line connected to a bus with a distance of 200 kilometers, and reactance of this transmission line is equal to 0.2 if this is 0.2 per kilometer per pace. And here there is a fault, that is a three-phase fault. What is meant by three-phase fault here? It is symmetrical or unsymmetrical? Three-phase fault means all three phases got faulted, so it is obviously a symmetrical fault. And the ratings of generator 1 is 100 MVA, 11 kV, and then 15% reactance. 15% reactance. And G2 is 50 MVA, 11 kV, 10% reactance. And ratings of transformers is, it is again 100 MVA and 11 kV to 132 kV, so it is a step up, and 10% reactance. 10% reactance for T1. This is T1. And for T2, 50 MVA, 11 kV to 132 kV, 8% reactance. 8% reactance. So this is the data given in the question. So they are given this diagram, and we need to find, first calculate the fault current. Fault current is IF actual. IF actual we need to find out, and SCMVA, and current supplied by this generator G1 and generator G2. Just a minute, please. So we need to find out current supplied by G1 and G2. Right? This is the question. Now, what is the first step? By in yesterday theory, we have seen different steps. So, what is the first steps? What is the first step we need to do? Tell me, ma. See the notes and tell me. So, solution starts from first step. So, first step of the yesterday theory is single line diagram. We need to find out single line diagram. But that single line diagram already given in the question, so we can skip first step and we will go for second step. So, why we are going for second step? To find what first? Fault current, right? Fault current IF actual. So we need to find out IF actual. Before going to this, first thing is we need to assume the base values. Okay, we need to assume the base values. What are the base value we need to assume, sir? First one, base MVA. Base power we need to consider. Base MVA, here you can see that maximum MVA is 100. This is the maximum MVA, so we'll consider that as base for us. So 100 MVA. Always choose the maximum value as your base value. And base KV. Base KV, two types of bases are there. One is primary side, so before transformer and after transformer. So we need to consider two kVA bases for different calculations. Say for example, if you are calculating any values before the primary side, then you need to consider base kVA for 11 kV. So that is the maximum base value at before or lower side, low voltage side. So simply I will write LV side hereafter. And then HV side or high voltage side. Base kV is equal to 132 kV at high voltage side or HV side. Okay, so these are all the base I have considered for my problem. Okay, next we need to evaluate. So step 1 is already given, so step 2 is straight away I'm going to step 2 because 1 is already there in the question. So what is step 2? Anyone please tell me? Are you there in line? So am I audible, right? Students, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is step 2? Step 2 is evaluate per unit reactance for each and every element. Okay, for each and every element. So what I will do, just a minute. I'll take the question for the next slide. So we'll keep this as reference for solving. Okay, so by seeing the question, you can see what are the components we are having here. We are having G1, G2, T1, T2, and one transmission line we are having. So for all this, we are going to find out the per unit reactance. Okay, let me start with the G1 first. So for G1, that is nothing but xg1 per unit value is equal to, so what is the reactance value they are given in the question? Someone tell me, what is the reactance value? That is 15% reactance. So 15% reactance in per unit will be how much? So it is nothing but 15% of actual. Actual I don't care, anything it may be, but if I want to calculate in per unit, what it will be? It is 1. So 15% of 1 is what? 15% of 1 is 0.15 per unit. Correct or not? So this is the reactance value for G1. Nothing but we know that 15% reactance is actual from actual it is 15%. Then what will be for per unit? For per unit is maximum value is 1. So from that 1, what is the 15% is 0.1 per unit, and I am considering base as 100 MVA. This is the base. 100 MVA is my base. Good. Now second, this is for G1. Next I am going for G2. For G2, we can see for G2 what is the base they have given? What is the base they have given? Volt base is 50 MVA. So for this 50 MVA, 10% reactance they have given. But actually my total problem base is 100 MVA. So I need to use a common 100 MVA for entire calculation. So I am considering this 50 MVA as volt base, and then I need to convert that volt base into a new base of 100. I need to convert this 50 MVA base into 100 base. Okay, so and new is 100 MVA, because my total problem I am considering only this 100 MVA as my base, but actually this 10% reactance at G2 is given by 50 MVA. So I need to convert this 50 MVA base into 100 MVA base. So what is the formula? In first module we have covered this. So tell me, what is the formula to change in base? So actually I want to find out G(G2). Okay, so reactance at generator 2. So the formula for this is X per unit, actual 50% or volt basis per unit value, multiply of MVA base. This already we covered in first module. New whole divided by MVA B volt into KVB volt divided by KVB new, the whole square. So this is the formula to find out change in base value. Correct or not? So my common base, or the base I have considered for this problem, is 100 MVA, but the value of reactance in G2 is given for 50 MVA. So I need to convert this 50 MVA base to 100 MVA. That is what I am doing here. So for that, Xg, as per the formula Xg2, X per unit. Actually for 50% or 50 MVA, how much percent they have given? 10%. 10% of 1 is 0.1 into MVA new. What is MVA new? Someone tell me please. What is MVA new here? Yeah, please tell me someone. Are you students? Are you there?
100 MVA,
Very good. 100 MVA, and then volt is
50 MVA,
50 MVA, and then kVp volt. What is kVp volt? Both are 11. See here, here also it is 11, here also it is 11. Correct or not? So obviously, what will be my total value? Please take your calculator and solve and tell me the value. What is my Xg2 value? Xg2 value is equal to, yeah, find out and tell me. 0. Very good.
0.2.
0.2 is the correct answer. So it is 0.2 per unit. So this is the value of reactance at G2. Very good. Now next, what we will find out? Can we go for T1? So we done G1, we done G2. Next we will go for T1. Okay, so same figure I will take for next page also. Okay, now for T1. For T1, that is nothing but Xt1. For Xt1, directly you can tell me the formula. So what is the value for Xt1? 10%. 10% of what base they have given? Directly they have given for 100 MVA. So there is no any change in base is not needed, because it is already at 100 MVA only. So I am not going to take anything. Directly I can take the value as 0.1. That is nothing but 10% of 1. So this is also per unit. This is also per unit. So obviously it is a reactance. There is a J. By default J is there. So you can consider J here. Okay. Everywhere J is there. That is the complex quantity is there for reactance. And then for T2, we need to find out Xt2. So in Xt2, what is the base? Xt2. The base is 50. So we need to change in the base. So we need to change the base, right? So this is old, 50 MVA is old, and this is new, and it is 8%. So tell me the value. That is 8% is nothing but 0.08 as per the formula into new. New value is 100, old value is 50, and into 11 the whole square. So what is the value for this? This formula is understandable, right? Just I applied this formula. Okay, tell me the value.
0.16.
0.16 is correct answer. So 0.16 per unit. Very good. So this is Xt2. And also we need to find out for transmission line. So we completed 4 values. That is G1, G2, T1, T2. Next we are going for a transmission line. Okay. So for transmission line, note the base of transmission line. How you consider? How will you consider the base of the transmission line? For example, MVA will be same 100 MVA at this line, and for transmission line I don't want to go for all three phases or two phases. I will take only one phase because this is a three phase fault, so it is a symmetric. So I will consider only one phase value. One phase calculation is enough for symmetrical. So only base I want to consider here is, because for kV you can see there is two bases, that is 11 kV is also is there, 132 is also is there, but this transmission line is coming at high voltage side, so it is coming under high voltage side. So obviously I need to take the kV base as 132 kV. Okay, please remember that. So we need to consider 132 kV because it is coming at high voltage side. In notes I have given in written form, here I am telling, please remember that. Okay, so for XL, that is a transmission line reactance, the formula is actually X actual divided by X base. So this is the formula for to find out the reactance of the transmission line. So we need to know what is actual and what is base value. Okay, so first we will calculate X actual. X actual is nothing but, they have given in the question, see here they have given in the question, X actual is equal to 0.2 per kilometer per pace. So here how much kilometers are there totally? 200 kilometers. So what I will do, that is nothing but 0.2 per kilometer per pace can be written as, so for 200 kilometers how much it will be? So X actual is equal to 0.2 into 200, that's all. So how much value? So how much total value? 0.2 into 2?
40.
Okay. So this is the actual 40. Now I will continue here only. We also know that this XL can be, instead of X base I can put Z base also. Both are same. In first module itself we have covered. For X, that is reactance, we can use impedance base also. Both are same. So also we know that XL can be calculated with X actual divided by Z base. Both are same. Z base or X base, both are same. So what is Z base here? So how to find out Z base? So Z base formula is KVB whole square divided by MVA base. KVB whole square divided by MVA base. If that is the case, so ZB can be calculated. What is KVB here? I am looking for a correct answer here. What is KVB at transmission side? It is 11 or 132? Yeah, please tell me, ma'am. It is 11 or 132? It is 132. Correct or not? Why? Because we are seeing in the higher voltage side. So at higher voltage side, the base we are considering is 132. That is higher voltage side of the transformer I am speaking. So 132 whole square divided by MVA. What is MVA here? What is MVA, ma? MVAB. It is 100, right? So it is 100. So what is the value? ZB value is, so calculate and tell me.
174.24.
Very good. It is 174.24 is the ZB value. Now coming to Excel, we know actual value. What is the actual value? Z actual value is, what is Z actual value? Tell ma. Z actual value we find out here, right? It is 40 divided by ZB. What is ZB value?
174.
Very good. So what is Excel value?
0.229.
0.229. Just check it. Okay, 2293, correct only. So 9 means we can convert 2 into 3, right? It is correct. Next, what is next step? Next step, see the theory and tell me what is the next step. So up to this, what we have done is we have we found all the reactance value of individual elements available in the single line diagram. We know what are the reactance of single element, each and every element in the single line diagram. Next, what is the matter? Next, what we need to do? What is next? Next step is draw single line reactance diagram. Step 3 is draw single line reactance diagram. So how we can draw? Again, I am taking the question. Okay, so by seeing this question, I can draw the single line, right? Single line reactance diagram. Okay, first, so generators I am connecting in a common bus. It is not nowhere will make any changes in the network. So this is G1, and here it is G2, and this one is connected in common ground, and then reactance of G1, reactance of G2, and then transformer reactance T1. This is xg1, this is xg2, and here it is xt2, and a transmission line, having two transmission lines. So I am taking two transmission line, and this is the fault place. So this is the network, and this is transmission line 1 and transmission line 2. Okay, so tell me the value of xg1. What is xg1 value? And we know that voltage at G1 will be always 1 per unit, and this is also 1 per unit in per unit. And tell me xg1 value. What is xg1 ma?
0.14.
Very good. It is 0.15. And this one xg2
0.2.
0.2. xt1
0.1.
0.1. xt2
0.1.
0.16, and then transmission line value 0.23, 0.23, or maybe you can put 0.229 also, no problem. Okay, so this is the single line diagram, single line reactance diagram we have taken. What is next? What is next step? What is next step, ma? Step 4. Step 4, we need to find out X equivalent. Find X equivalent. So X equivalent is nothing but just only one reactance I need to have for entire circuit. So that is my aim. So we know formula if it is parallel and series, how to convert the reactance into a equivalent reactance. So first I will do for adding these two, because these two are in series and these two are in series. So if I want to convert this value, so tell me the value, just add these two and tell me the value. It is 0.25, very good. And this one is 0.36. Just I added these the two values, and you can see these two are in parallel. So what is the parallel formula? What is the parallel formula? I will write here. 0.23, this is 0.23 into 0.223 divided by 0.23 plus 0.23. So what is the value? What is the value, ma?
0.11.
Very good. So it is 0.11 and 0.25, and this is 0.36. Now first I will draw this circuit. Later we will go for next step. So I put a ground here, earth. There is a generator G1. There is a generator G2. There is a reactance. So what is the value here? Tell me. It is 0.25, and here it is 0.36, and here it is 0.115. Very good. Now if you see, these two are in, I'll change the color, just a minute. Okay, now these two are in parallel. So what will be the value? 0.25 into 0.36 whole divided by 0.25 plus 0.36. So what is the value? 0.15. Correct or not? So if you calculate this, it is 0.15. So I will write here only, I will continue here only. So now I can take generator as a single generator, because we know that all the generators value are same, 1 per unit. So I am taking generator as a common generator here. The two generator is merged into one generator because all the values are same at every point. Because we know the reason, in the first class itself we have said that the fault current itself very high, so there is no any load. So if there is no any load, then all the generators will have the maximum value without any voltage dropping, right? And then this generator is connected to this part, and then this part. So all are connected together. So just dot point is needed. So what is the value here? It is 0.15, and here it is. See, consider everywhere J is there. Okay, everywhere J is there because it's the reactance. It is by default, there is a J, and here also it is J is 0.115. So now these both are in series. So what will be my value? Total value
0.26.
0.265. That is my X equivalent value. Correct? Correct or not? So this is my X equivalent value is nothing but J 0.265 is my equivalent value. Now I need to draw the final equivalent circuit, equivalent reactance circuit. So I will take a generator, and there it is ground, and only one reactance, and then fault point. So this value is nothing but 0.265, and it is generator having one angle 0. So I need to find out, next step is to find out, so the current, the fault current, that is IF per unit. I need to find out. Next step is what? Nothing but I need to find out the fault current. That is step 5. Step 5. So I think time is there still, right? Okay, time is there, we'll complete it. So step 5 is to calculate IF per unit. So IF per unit value, what is the formula for fault current? IF is nothing but, we know that E by X, J X equivalent is the formula. In last class also we have seen. Okay, so here we know that E value is nothing but 1 angle 0. So we will consider only one angle, we will not consider. So, and also the value of J equivalent is J 0.265. This is 0.265. This is the value. So what is the total value of IF per unit value? IF per unit value, tell me.
3.7.
Okay, so 1 by J, what is 1 by J? 1 by J is, so minus J I will take, and then 3.809 per unit. So this is the IF per unit value. Next we are going for, so per unit is okay, but what is our actual question? We need per unit or actual? We need actually, they're asking for actual value, so I'm going for step 6. Step 6 to find IF actual. So what is the formula for IF actual? So please tell me, these are all simple. IF actual is equal to IF per unit value into I base. So how to find out I base? So how to find out I base? I'll take this as for calculation part or rougher. So we know that this I base can be calculated from power value, that is S divided by root 3 into VL. And here we know that S power maximum base we are taking as 100, and then root 3 is constant, and VL value is, this is high voltage side, right? We are first focusing on the high voltage side, so obviously VL high voltage base value will be 132 kV, and then S is nothing but 100. So if that is the case, so what will be the I base value? It is nothing but 100 divided by root 3 into VL value. VL value is 132 value. This one is understandable, right? VL I am considering at the high voltage side. Why? Because the fault occurred at high voltage side. So VL I will take 132 kV, and S is nothing but power. So power here commonly I am taking 100 everywhere. So I will take the problem base I am considering is 100, so I will take the same 100 here. So after calculating this value, what is the IB value? Tell me. IB value is equal to, yes, tell me the value now. But you need to consider here this 100 in MVA. It is in kVA. So it is in MVA and it is in kVA. So accordingly calculate. It is kV and that is MV. So MV means what usually we will do? We will put one more 3 zeros, right? Into 10 to the power of 3 divided by
4.3.
132 as it is. So IB is equal to 437.4. It's correct answer and very good. Now coming to this, so I need to find out IF actual. IF actual is equal to IF per unit value. How much IF per unit value? It is minus J 3.809 into I base value is 437.4. So what is the IF value, actual value? Calculate and tell me. So obviously it will be minus J, and then tell me the value. Yes, tell me. Just multiply these two and tell me. Or if I want to write in the polar form, so IF actual I can able to write minus J will be angle of minus 90. So 1666.056 angle of minus 90 ampere. So what you understand is, for the given system like this, the fault current IF, the maximum current will be 1666.56 angle. Usually we will not care because we are not seeing the angle, but the maximum current here, the fault we will get as 1666 amp. So protecting device or circuit breakers, if you want to put here, it will be more than this value. Okay, if it is coming that range, so it should disconnect from other networks. So that is the conclusion of finding out the IF value here. Okay, what is the next question they are asking? Please tell me fast. What is the next question? So one question we have got the answer, that is IF actual value. Next is
Short circuit.
to find out SCMVA, correct? Short circuit MVA. I will write in short, SCMVA is nothing but short circuit MVA. Is equal to, what is the formula? E per unit into IF per unit into S. Up to this it is per unit value, and if you multiply that with S, it will come actual. So to get actual value directly, I multiplied this S value, that is power value, inside this equation. That is nothing wrong in it. Okay, so what is the value? E per unit value, we know it is a constant 1 into IF per unit value. No need that angle, only value you can take, because it is a current. I am not going to take minus J or something. Straight away we will take the value, that is nothing but 3.8095 into S I considered as 100, so I need to do the 100 value. So what is the value of this one? What is the multiplication of these two? That is nothing but 380.95. It is the value. Okay, this is the actual value. Next, what we need to find out? To find current supplied by G1 and G2. This is the next thing we need to do. Now, before finding out this, one thing you need to consider here, this total current, fault current, is given by sharing of this G1 and G2. Sharing of this G1 and G2. But the value we calculated, this IF, is at high voltage side. Is at high voltage side. And this IF per unit also we find out at high voltage side. But for calculating the current supplied by G1 and G2, we don't want to consider whether it is, I will tell, we don't want to consider that whether it is calculated in high voltage side or low voltage side. Directly we can able to find out from low voltage side itself. So IF actual at low voltage side. So how we can find out is, so IF actual formula we write by taking this 437.4, that is I base value at high voltage side. So this VL we taken from high voltage side. So from taking this VL high voltage side, we got this 437.4. But now I need to find out at low voltage side. So how we can able to do? So I am taking this as same. This is common. Whether it is find out from high voltage side or low voltage side, no problem for IF. But I'm only I need to check for this voltage. Okay, this base, this voltage means this VL I am going to worry. So I take this as same, that is IF per unit as same. Only I am considering base. Okay, so minus J 3.809 into, I need value, that is I base value at low voltage side. What at low voltage side I will take? Only I will change this 132 into 11, that's all. Replace this 132 with 11, low voltage side it will come. And then find out the value, that's all I base at low voltage side. So what I will do, 100 kV divided by root 3 into 11, that's all. I replace that 132 into 11. Now find out the value IF actual at low voltage side at LV side. So tell me the value, ma. What is the value? Please tell me. It will be around minus J 19992.06. So it is equally equal to minus 20k we can put, or can put like this. Both are same. So I will take this value, actual value only. Okay, we don't want to consider this, but in textbook they have used this value. So we'll use the actual value itself. Okay, I will do a partition here and I will continue here. So this is the IF value at the actual side, and we know that there is two generators, G1, G2, having reactance, and there is one transmission line having reactance, and a fault is occurred here. And this value is 0.15, and this value is 0.25, and this is 0.36. These are all the values we know. Now to find out current flowing here at G1 and current supplied by G2, these two value only I want to know. So by applying current division rule, First, for current division rule, I need to find out the equivalent circuit or equivalent reactance of these two things. So already we found equivalent reactance value as how much? Last step here. What is this equivalent? This one. These two equivalent we found out, right? It is nothing but 0.15. Understand, right? Just I am taking equivalent of these two parallel reactance. So it is nothing but 0. So x equivalent of this area is equal to 0.15, and as per the current division rule, Ig1, the current produced or shared with G1 is equal to IF actual at low voltage side. Don't get confused with low voltage side and high voltage side. Low voltage side is what we found out here, and high voltage side is different to find out the fault current. Okay, fault current at fault place itself. Here we are finding out the current at generator side, low voltage side. So we take an IF low voltage side into X equivalent divided by Xg1. X equivalent value is what? So Ig1 is equal to IF. What is IF current? That is nothing but minus J19992.06 into X equivalent value is 0.15 divided by Xg1 value is 0.25. So what is the value? Tell me the value. So calculate it, it will come 11995.23 amp. 11995.23 amp. So this is the current shared with Ig1, and then for Ig2 respectively, IF actual at low voltage side into X equivalent divided by Xg2. So this will be minus J19992.06 into 0.15 whole divided by 0.36. So what is the value for this? Calculate and tell me. Just calculate this and tell me the value. It will be 8330.025 amp. So we got the value. So by Ig1 11k ampere is shared, and by Ig2 nearly 8.3k values is shared of current is shared by Ig2. So this is what the question they asked, and we find out all the solution. Okay, any doubt here? Okay, so that's all about this problem. So we solved all the questions asked in the problem asked in the question, right? Okay, we will see in next class about one more problem of the same thing, and then for symmetric load flow analysis, and we'll go for next topic. So I will share these notes to you. Okay, thank you.